We are coming up on 7:59 on your Monday morning drive, and we are in the thick of it. There's I-5 up near the Expo Center, by the way, and you can see headlights on and some rain falling on that side of town. The trip out of Clark County is improving on the Vancouver side of things, but we're still riding the brakes the rest of the way into town from the Interstate Bridge to the tune of about 30 minutes. Over on the west side, looks a little wet here in the Sunset. That's out near Cedar Hills Boulevard. Right now, that trip in from Hillsborough, a solid 30. Rod?
Well, we have a mixture of some areas where it's been kind of wet, but not that much. In other areas, it's really starting to rain. So on the radar, you can see the green is starting to overtake more areas than not. And we have our first heavy rain spot. Here's Salem and there's Albany. No lightning with this, but absolutely heavy rain rates starting to move toward Turner and crossing I-5. Chinook Winds Casino Resort in Lincoln City, where we've had some rain, now a bit of a dry break. And there's the Vancouver at the Springs waterfront camera showing the cloudy skies. Rain continues to pick up this morning. It's a rainy afternoon and evening.
Now at 8 o'clock, one person is dead after a shooting in North Portland. We'll have the latest with a live report from the scene coming up. Also this morning, a federal judge has once again blocked the Trump administration from deploying the National Guard to Portland, at least until this Friday, where the court battles on deployment stand. Plus.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Kirk bounces one up the middle. That's to the back. Over to first to beat the champ. You gotta knock him out.
That's about the biggest sigh of relief I've ever seen a human being give, right? That was a crazy World Series and an epic ending for sure. We're going to take a look back at what some are calling the best World Series in recent memory, maybe ever, as we roll into the 8 o'clock hour of sunrise right now. Monday morning on the Sunrise Show, 8 o'clock hour. I'm Drew Carney. China Green has the day off, but these two guys working hard on the Monday. Chris has your traffic. Rod's got your weather.
Hey, good morning. Well, I've just been picking up and picking up and picking up this morning, and that continues to be the case as this turns into a rainy afternoon and a rainy evening overall. Maybe not raining every single second, but certainly raining more than not. Currently, the radar, we've been tracking some heavier rain starting to pick up around Longview. Light rain only in downtown Portland, and then there's a heavy rain pocket down around Salem this morning. Here's coming into the city, and pretty much now north side, east side, west side, all dealing with some light raindrops. Our Salem sky camera, and absolutely now you can see the pavement is wet down there with rain being reported. It's 46 degrees, not much of any wind. Downtown Portland again, we barely had enough rain to reach get the pavement wet so far. Temperatures today will be in the low 50s. Chris?
Found one rainy spot up in North Portland, and not that unexpected that it's also quite slow. We're running pretty thick right now up near the Expo Center. Our speed sensors show about 7 miles an hour or so southbound in that rain this morning. There's a quick look at the drive on the west side, the inbound Sunset here lining up out near Cedar Hills Boulevard, and that's one of our thicker commutes as well. And door number 3 shows us what it looks like at the Sylvan Hills. So again, that's also building just a bit. 32 minutes gets you in from Main Street to the Fremont. That's the I-5 drive. And the trip in from Hillsborough is right around 30 minutes or so at last check from Brookwood Parkway to I-405. Drew?
All right, thank you, Chris. We continue to follow breaking news this morning. 3 shootings in the city since last night, including one in North Portland, where a man was shot and killed near Delta Park. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us live at that scene. So Thomas, what do we know about all 3 of these shootings?
Yeah, well, Drew, clearly Portland police have been busy and there's a lot to unpack, but we want to start first with this one in North Portland near Delta Park, which has become a fatal shooting. Portland police say that they responded to the scene just before 10 o'clock last night where they found a man shot. During the investigation near Delta Park, North Whitaker Road was closed between North Victory Boulevard and North Hayden Meadows Drive. There's still a lot we don't know about this shooting as well, including the name of the man who died. We also don't know what led up to this. Portland police so far have not announced any arrests. Police also responded to a shooting on Northeast Thompson Court. That's near 162nd Avenue. That one was just before midnight. Video shows the road blocked off as police began the early stages of the investigation. We don't know much about that. We've reached out for more information. We haven't heard back just yet. And finally, there was another shooting on North Swift Way near Columbia Boulevard in the St. John's area. It happened near Cathedral Gardens apartment just before 3 o'clock this morning. It's also unclear if there are any injuries in regard to that shooting. Portland police as well are asking people with any information about any of these 3 shootings or shooting investigations to contact them. Of course, these are very early on in the investigation stages, so we're looking to get more information as soon as we can. Drew.
All right, Thomas Schultz live for us there in North Portland. Meanwhile, police are also investigating a suspected shooting death in downtown Portland over the weekend. Officers found a man dead shortly before 4:30 yesterday morning near Southwest 3rd and Taylor. They say there was evidence he was shot, but a medical examiner will work to confirm the official cause of death. Portland police also tell us they haven't made any arrests in this case and are asking anyone with information to give them a call. Investigators are looking for the driver involved in a hit and run in northeast Portland that sent a cyclist to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. This happened around 3:30 yesterday morning near Northeast 82nd and Eugene. When officers got there, they say the driver had already taken off. A federal judge here in Portland had another ruling blocking the Trump administration from deploying the National Guard to the city until at least this Friday. In a statement, Oregon Governor Tina Kotek responded to the ruling saying, quote, "It's another affirmation of our democracy and the right to govern ourselves." KGW's Kyle Aboshi has more on this latest ruling and what exactly it means.
National Guard troops on hold. Late Sunday, a federal judge blocked the Trump administration from deploying federalized troops to Portland. Judge Karen Immerget granted a preliminary injunction until later this week, when she'll make a final decision.
What's important is that right now, we know at least until Friday, there will be a preliminary injunction, and it's highly likely that this ruling will turn into a permanent injunction.
The order comes after a 3-day trial that ended last week. The state of Oregon, California, and city of Portland sued the Trump administration, arguing the president overstepped his authority. The feds claim the president has the right to deploy federalized troops, and federal officers need help protecting the ICE building in South Portland, for months a focal point of protest. In her ruling, Judge Immerget wrote, federal law enforcement, along with local law enforcement, were able to manage the situation by making arrests, and ICE officers were still able to do their job. Willamette University law professor Laura Appelman says Judge Immerget's order signals she'll likely issue a permanent injunction by the end of the week.
If there's a permanent injunction, that is not something that disappears in 14 days. But obviously, by the very phrasing of it, it's permanent.
Oregon Attorney General Dan Rayfield celebrated Sunday's decision as a step toward truth and accountability, because for now, the National Guard still cannot be deployed to Portland. Kyle Aboshi, KGW News.
One more note to Kyle's story there. The judge could provide a final decision on a permanent injunction anytime this week, but again, Friday is the deadline. And we're talking about a final decision here at the district court level. Whoever comes out on the losing end will almost certainly take the case to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, and after that, it could go all the way to the Supreme Court. President Trump, meanwhile, defended the actions of ICE during an interview with 60 Minutes.
No, I think they haven't gone far enough because we've been held back by the judges, by the liberal judges that were put in by Biden and by Obama.
You're okay with those tactics?
Later in that interview, when pressed about the use of force that ICE agents have used sometimes to detain people, the president responded by saying many of those people were murderers and criminals who were thrown out of their countries. 60 Minutes correspondent Nora O'Donnell countered by telling the president many deportees are not violent criminals, saying that they're workers like landscapers and construction laborers. President Trump responded to that by calling them, quote, landscapers who are criminals. All right, Rod Hill, let's get to your forecast here.
Well, it's raining. Some areas are picking up pretty good rain. Other areas, not really enough to even make the pavement wet, so it kind of varies. But overall, you can see the radar is showing more areas than not inland currently getting some rain. Bit of a moisture break for those of you watching us from the beach where it was raining. It's now mainly being reported as dry weather. Some heavier rain up around Longview, and then this heavy rain pocket where you see the bright colors just pushing near to north of Kaiser, and there's Silverton up into Molalla getting some, that's big time heavy rain starting to come down. Here's our Snook Winds Casino Resort camera in Lincoln City. There are advisories up for high surf today and also for sneaker waves. So as the old saying goes, don't turn your back to the beach if you're going to be enjoying the coast. Starting to lose leaves on the trees. Here's the end of the Oregon Trail Interpretive Center camera in Oregon City, where they've had a little bit of light rain this morning, and the bricks are now wet. Looking from downtown in the Pioneer Park building, temperatures won't do much today. In fact, a lot of these current numbers is what you'll probably have within a degree or two throughout the entire day. 52 Beaverton, 47 Hillsboro, 53 in Gresham, Salem, good morning, 46, and it's 46 down in Albany. Our forecast map. Rain continues to pick up, so overall this afternoon and evening it's going to be raining, so make sure you have your raincoat with you, rain shoes, boots, all of that. Rain expected over into Central Oregon. We've seen what looks to be some rain in the Sisters area already this morning, eventually making it out toward the Blue Mountains. 7-day forecast, a rainy Monday. We get a break later tonight, and there's very little, if any, rain tomorrow morning and afternoon, but then going into the evening, our next surge of rain picks up, so it's a rainy Tuesday night. We have an impact alert up for gusty winds and heavy rain at times on Wednesday and Thursday. That'll be the most active weather overall of the week. Right now, it looks like the upcoming weekend will be dry. Here's Chris.
Rod, I want to get you up to speed on a traffic alert a little bit later on this week. Kind of a big deal for folks that use I-5 overnight. So this is Thursday night between the Markham Bridge and Terwilliger. ODOT doing some sign bridge installation. So heads up, overnight Thursday from 11 p.m. until as late as 5 o'clock Friday morning. Both directions of I-5 will be closed from Terwilliger to the I-405 North interchange on the Markham Bridge. And that means the on-ramps to north and south on I-5 will also be closed. So plan your alternate route now, which was likely Barber Boulevard for local traffic at this point. All right, I wanted to give you the early heads up on that. The drive right now getting busier. There's the Sunset out near Cedar Hills Boulevard. It's a little wet and a little slow on that side of town. Your drive in, by the way, from Clark County now is 35 minutes on I-5. That's from Main Street to the Fremont, and the inbound Sunset right around 30 minutes to get you in from Hillsboro. Drew?
All right, Chris, we're going to take you back now. Saturday night, the ending of an epic World Series. The Dodgers repeat as champions. First time that's been done in 25 years. So again, a look back at the epic World Series ending right after the break. Plus,
a critical deadline today for the Trump administration to get federal food assistance back on track. I'm Alice Barr in Washington. Coming up, we'll have the latest on the very real world impacts of the government shutdown.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
all right, let's talk a little sports here on a Monday morning. The Portland Thorns closed out the regular season in style yesterday. More than 21,000 fans packed Providence Park, the largest crowd of the season for the Thorns, and they scored a goal quick in this one, delighting the fans. A goal 3 minutes in, 1-0 the score against Houston there. Next up, we're going to fast forward to the 35th minute. That's where the Thorns added another goal. That made the score 2-0, and that's where this one ended. 2-0 the final score. The Thorns secure the number 3 seed in the playoffs and a home match in the quarterfinals. That match will happen next weekend against San Diego. All right, really good moment from the Timbers game on Saturday night. They tied Saturday's playoff match 2-2 in the 98th minute right there. I think we're going to get another look at this goal because it was incredible, incredibly clutch. They needed that goal to keep not only the game but their season alive, and that forced a penalty kick shootout. San Diego missed 3 of their penalty kicks. Portland made 3 of theirs. That gives them the win, and that forced a Game 3 in this best-of-3 playoff series with San Diego. That third game, by the way, will happen next weekend on the road.
On top of the world. I was just telling some people it's probably the best moment of my life so far. Feels like the stars aligned.
Again, best-of-3 series against San Diego wraps up this coming weekend. It's win or go home for both teams when they play Sunday in California.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Kirk bounces one up the middle, bats to the bag, over to first to beat the champ. You gotta knock him out. The Dodgers stand tall and win back-to-back titles.
Yep, last year's champs are this year's champs as well. The first time baseball has had back-to-back World Series champions since the Yankees did it in 98, 99, and 2000. So there you go. And man, this game was back and forth all night on Saturday. A Game 7 for the ages. The Dodgers were down. They came back. The Blue Jays came back, but the Dodgers won it in the end. Man, oh man, Yamamoto was just unbelievable. The starter for the Dodgers all season long, who came in in relief. Yeah. He won the MVP. There's another incredible look at a catch that really saved the moment for the Dodgers there. I mean, we can keep talking about this all we want, Rob, but we do have to move on because baseball is over. But that catch there, the way the camera was set up, you're kind of following the left fielder. I'm thinking, he's not going to get to this ball. It was just the way it was hit over his head, and then suddenly here comes the center fielder like, I got it, don't even worry about it.
Even my wife said, aren't they supposed to talk to each other? Because it looked like that could have been a bad collision,
sure.
and the ball gets dropped. And
I think they were both playing pretty shallow to maybe throw a runner out at home. It was just nuts.
It was a heck of a series.
Yes.
No doubt. We have rain picking up across the area. Let's get you out the door on a Monday. Well, rain has picked up. There's a little break coming in from the west, but then more rain will keep surging in. I still think overall it's going to be raining more than not this afternoon, and overall raining more than not this evening. And while there's no lightning, we are getting some heavy rain pockets out there right now, especially down around Salem currently. Here's Futurecast. So this is, 12 o'clock this afternoon. So have your rain gear. It's a pretty rainy Monday overall. And then I do want to point out, here's 10 o'clock tonight. So again, rainy afternoon, rainy evening. And then we have a bit of a moisture break. While there's the chance of a shower during the day tomorrow, it's very possible it's mainly dry in the morning and mainly dry in the afternoon. And here's late day, 5 o'clock, sun's now down, and there comes what will be the biggest moisture push of the week. Tuesday night, Wednesday into Thursday, including heavy rain pockets, raining more than not through that stretch. Futurecast today gives us as little as about a tenth of an inch of rain down in Eugene to somewhere between a quarter and not quite a half of an inch of rain in Portland. And then you add the totals with the rain coming in tomorrow night, Wednesday, and Thursday, and that's a wet week ahead. 2 to 3 inches or more at the coast, 1.5 inches to maybe 2 in parts of the Lama Valley. Wednesday is the day I'll be looking at winds. This doesn't show anything extreme, but it does show Wednesday morning as the first of 2 fronts come in. So one Wednesday, one Thursday. Some 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts are better in Newport, and some 30-plus mile-per-hour winds coming up the valley from the south. That showed almost a 40-mile-per-hour wind gust a little bit later going into Thursday in Salem. So I have impact alert up for Wednesday and Thursdays. I think that rain event is the longest lasting of the week with some gusty winds. Been watching snow flurries in the air up at Timberline Lodge. Snow level today is 5,000 feet, 33 degrees up there. So they could get a solid coverage of snow on the ground where it's been melting off. Temperatures currently 50 in Portland. We're not going to see the temperatures budge much here on the west side throughout the day. It's 46 in Salem and 46 in Kelso. Our valley forecast, basically, it's a rainy Monday. Southeast winds 5 to 15. High temperatures about 50. Same setup in southwest Washington. This shows you folks in Longview at 49. And here's Portland 7-day. So again, we do have the dry break tomorrow morning in the afternoon where there might be a shower, but lots of dry time. But then not much dry time at all. Tuesday overnight, Wednesday, Thursday, there's the impact alert for the rain and the gusty winds. All of that ends generally Friday morning. So we could be dry potentially Friday afternoon, night, Saturday, and Sunday. How about that? Here's Chris McGinnis.
We'll look forward to that. All right, your morning drive in full swing. Let's take you over to Gladstone. That is that camera right there. That's I-205 southbound. Looks a little wet on that side of town and also obviously quite slow. In fact, our speed sensors show 11 miles an hour right now to get you in from Clackamas over the Abernathy Bridge and into Westland. So obviously that's going to take a few minutes. Over on the west side, here's Interstate 405. This is near Everett. So we're looking at, this is got to be one of the worst freeway merges in town, right? You've got Highway 30, the Fremont Bridge, and then the exit ramps to Everett, and of course Burnside and Gleason as well. And it's all coming together here, a lot of this traffic heading over to the Sunset. It's busy, slow and steady on that side of town for sure. We'll get a quick look at your drive times right now. The trip in from Hillsborough is still just shy of 30 minutes, and the drive in from Troutdale is still over 30 minutes, 32 minutes now to get you in from Marine Drive to the I-5 split. True?
All right, thank you, Chris. Take a look at this. Terrifying moments in Louisiana where an accident on a Ferris wheel left 2 girls hurt. We're going to take you to Louisiana for more on the story when Sunrise continues after this.
KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
All right, some national news for you this morning. We're 1 full month into the government shutdown, and tens of millions of Americans are now without federal food benefits. The Trump administration has until noon today to explain how it will resolve the SNAP benefits issue, and a new NBC poll sheds some light on who the public is blaming for the shutdown.
A critical deadline today with more than 40 million Americans waiting for low-income SNAP food benefits to kick in after funding ran out in the government shutdown.
It's really disturbing to see that some of our most vulnerable people are at risk.
Food drives across the country as long lines from Houston to LA demonstrate the urgent need.
I'm seeing a lot of people that I can see in their eyes they never thought they'd ever be in a food pantry line.
The Trump administration has until noon to respond to a federal judge's order to use contingency funds to restart the benefits. President Trump deflecting blame to Democrats.
If they vote to open the country, it's open up immediately. We don't even have to think about that.
While on CBS's 60 Minutes, he again called for the nuclear option, getting rid of the filibuster to reopen the government without needing votes from Democrats, who are holding firm on health care provisions as part of any funding deal.
The Republicans have to get tougher. If we end the filibuster, we can do exactly what we want.
A new NBC News poll finds 52% of Americans surveyed blame President Trump and Republican lawmakers for the shutdown. 42% blame Democrats, with both President Trump and Democrats earning low approval ratings.
I think that Democrats are passive. And I think that Republicans are predatory. I think the whole system is a mess.
Elections tomorrow offering another snapshot of how Americans are feeling as both parties look ahead to next year's critical midterms. That new NBC News poll also showed voters split on immigration, with 50% of those surveyed holding negative feelings about ICE. Asked about ICE tactics on 60 Minutes, President Trump said he felt they hadn't gone far enough to get people out of the country, blaming liberal judges for holding them back. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Here's a look at some other national and world headlines with your morning rush. A 6.3 magnitude earthquake hit northern Afghanistan this morning, killing at least 20 people and injuring more than 300 others. The quake hit near one of Afghanistan's largest cities just before 1 o'clock in the morning there. Officials expect the death toll to climb as rescue crews reach remote areas. This is the fourth major earthquake in Afghanistan since 2021. A federal judge has temporarily blocked the Trump administration from deploying National Guard troops to multiple states, including Oregon, at least for now. The injunction remains in effect until 5 o'clock Friday evening. That's when U.S. District Judge Karen Immerget is expected to issue a final opinion on whether to grant a permanent injunction. All right, take a look at this scene now from Louisiana. That's where two young girls were seriously hurt when they were thrown from a Ferris wheel on Saturday. Both girls are around age 11. Authorities say a mechanical failure in their seat restraint may be to blame here. Both were rushed to the hospital. Both are expected to survive. The state fire marshal has since inspected all the rides. Some have reopened, but that Ferris wheel remains closed pending an investigation. And that's a look at your morning rush.
I don't see that we can sustain the amount of people that keep coming in.
Coming up in our next half hour of Sunrise, we're hearing from local food banks who are seeing a surge in people needing support as hundreds of thousands of Oregonians lost their SNAP benefits over the weekend. And we're also talking about city leaders rallying to pass a levy in Portland to fund the parks system. How much it'll cost the average household if it passes. Again, this story coming up at 8:30.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
Good morning, I'm Drew Carney. One man is dead after a shooting in North Portland last night. It happened just before 10 o'clock on North Whitaker Road. Police say they did try to give the victim first aid until paramedics arrived, but the man died at the scene. Anyone with information about this shooting is asked to contact Portland Police. All right, Rod Hill, what do you have for us in the Weather Center?
Well, most of us have seen at least some rain at this point. Right now, there's a bit of a break along, especially the north coast, but heavier rain has been moving through Salem, kind of moderate to some heavier rain pockets. There's some pretty good rain just headed toward you folks in Monmouth. It is cloudy out. Vancouver, the Springs at the waterfront camera, looking at the I-5 bridge and the Columbia River. Portland not reporting any moisture right now, but showers to rain ahead for the remainder of today. So overall, it's a pretty rainy Monday. We get a break daytime hours tomorrow where it's pretty dry, but then rain picks up tomorrow evening. And then we have an impact alert for heavy rain at times, along with gusty winds on Wednesday and Thursday. All of this wet weather should get out of here Friday morning.
.30 half hour of the Sunrise Show. You remember last hour, Chris and Rob, we were talking about people already wanting to celebrate Christmas?
Yes.
Let us remind you, it is still fall. And this drone video that we shot for you shows it is really pretty out. Yeah, isn't this awesome?
That is just coming into frame gorgeous.
So this is the Beaverton Tigard area. This is where we got this video from. Some terrific colors out there. Yes, Chris McGinnis.
What do you call that?
Oh, man. You dirty dog.
It's not here, but I had to ask you.
That's another great shot. You're right, Rod.
Fall foliage.
Foliage. Wow. I do struggle with the word foliage, probably because I never used the word foliage in my normal speak for 50 years. And then suddenly someone stuck it in front of me to read on the news. I'm like, wait a minute, how do we say this word?
Foliage. So I've been saying, and that video would back me up, it's been one of the prettier fall colors that I remember in recent years. I think you can probably tie that to the fact that we've had decent rainfall in October. We had decent rainfall in September.
Yeah.
We had decent rainfall even in August. So
helps.
It helps, and it's really been pretty.
When you say fall colors, you mean fall foliage, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, just
and, you know, we get the second or third graders, they go out and they color all those leaves by hand, if you did not know.
Oh, yeah.
They've been busy. All right, we've got rain now pushing all the way out toward Pilton. Look at that. We've got a bit of a break currently along parts of the coast, but more moisture. See where the clouds are thicker, getting ready to come in. So the rain machine is now going. There will be some breaks from time to time, but we are also seeing some heavier rain up around Longview, and these heavier rain pockets have been down around Salem. There's Sandy with moderate rain falling, and there's Canby with some heavier rain just to your south. No lightning or anything detected or expected today, but the roads are getting increasingly wet. There, speaking of fall foliage, there's the pretty shot of the reddish tones from our Salem sky camera. There's a mix of some dark and not so dark of clouds over the Rose City looking up I-5 near the Moda Center, our forecast for today. Showers out there right now, nothing being reported currently at PDX. And notice temperatures won't do much today because of the cloudiness, and then the rain is just going to be occasional, not only for this afternoon, but also continuing this evening. And we saw a moment ago where we already are seeing some rain out toward Pilton and the Blue Mountains. Not much of a rain chance really until tonight when you get down into southeastern Oregon. But temperatures right about 50 all day at the coast and right about 50 all day up and down I-5. 7-day forecast. We get a bit of a rain break tomorrow. Could be potentially just dry when you wake up tomorrow morning. And then the next surge of rain comes in late afternoon or evening. That sets the stage for a front on Wednesday and a front on Thursday. I've got gusty winds both days with heavy rain pockets and a KGW impact alert up. That ends Friday morning. And then right now, looks like we could be dry for this upcoming weekend. Here's Chris McGinnis.
Meanwhile, we're taking bets for how many leaves will be left on those trees on that state capitol shot after Wednesday and Thursday. All right, let's get you back to the drive. It's a little slow. Of course, you would expect that this hour of a Monday morning commute. The trip through North Portland heavy, right? So I-5 from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge is around 32 minutes. The lineup really starts right around the Interstate Bridge. From there, it's slow and go the rest of the way into town. Over on the west side, inbound Sunset has improved a little bit. Over on the east side, I-84 still needs some help. That's a 35-minute ride from Troutdale. Coming up later this week, and Drew, I'm going to tell folks a little bit more about this in my next traffic hit, but be prepared. There is an I-5 overnight closure on the south side of town later this week. That's Thursday night. More on that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, good heads up, Chris. Thank you. We're still continuing to follow breaking news this morning. 3 shootings in the city since last night, including one in North Portland, where a man was shot and killed near Delta Park. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz brings us up to speed on all 3 shooting investigations.
Well, look, Portland police have been busy and there's a lot to unpack here. We want to start with that fatal shooting that happened here near Delta Park. Portland police responded to the scene, they say, just before 10 o'clock last night, where they found a man shot. That man died. During the investigation near Delta Park, North Whitaker Road was closed between North Victory Boulevard and North Hayden Meadows Drive. There's still a lot we don't know about this shooting, including the name of the man who died. Portland police says that will be released once the family is notified. We also don't know what led up to this. So far, Portland police have not announced any arrest. Police also responded to a shooting on Northeast Thompson Court near 162nd Avenue just before midnight. Video shows the road blocked off as police were beginning their investigation. We reached out for more information about that. We are still waiting to hear back. And finally, there was a 3rd shooting investigation on North Swiftway near Columbia Boulevard in the St. John's area. That happened near Cathedral Gardens apartment just before 3 o'clock this morning. It's unclear if there are any injuries as part of that shooting investigation. Portland police is also asking anybody with information about any of these investigations to contact them as soon as possible. In North Portland, Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
Over the weekend, roughly 42% of Americans lost their SNAP benefits because of the government shutdown. Not surprisingly, local food banks have seen a surge in demand. KGW's John Adams has more on that.
As the federal government shutdown rolls into its 2nd month, the demand at local food banks is going up.
I don't see that we can sustain the amount of people that keep coming in.
On Sunday, Urban Gleaner's Stevens Creek location served twice the amount of people they typically see. Anthony Johnson says 50 people were lined up when they opened at 11 a.m., but wouldn't be surprised if that number continues to rise.
You know, once the people start feeling the strain of not being able to have anything to eat, they're going to be coming.
At the Bethlehem House of Bread in Tigard, fresh produce and bagged and canned food was on hand for the influx of people in need.
We are seeing double the numbers of people coming that usually come.
Director Linda Dove says they are accepting food and money from the community to help out, and people have already stepped up.
It's tragic that people are going through this, but it's also wonderful for us to see how other people who can are responding and helping the people that are most in need.
And at Faith Cafe in Beaverton, people were lined up out the door for their weekly Sunday meal. The volunteer-run nonprofit is already making plans for serving additional families.
We are starting to see our numbers pick up, but we're anticipating it and thinking about how that's all going to play out.
As the government shutdown stretches on, the fear is things may only be getting harder for people in our community living on the brink.
Every pantry in the city is going to be pinched, and it's going to get worse.
John Adams, KGW News.
Heretic Coffee in Southeast Portland began offering free SNAP breakfast to SNAP recipients over the weekend. No questions asked. Anyone whose SNAP benefits are impacted by the government can get a free meal. Again, this is an impacted by the government shutdown. You can get a free meal at Heretic Coffee between 8 and 2 every day. In just about a week's time, Heretic Coffee has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy the food for these free meals, with people from as far away as Norway donating to the fundraiser. The owner says the SNAP breakfast will continue until donations run out. Heretic Coffee is also partnering with local nonprofits to provide toiletry items. Burgerville is offering a free cheeseburger meal to kids this week whose families receive SNAP. No purchase necessary. You just have to show your SNAP benefits card. Customers also have the option to round up to benefit local food banks. We have a growing list of resources and businesses raising money and handing out free meals for people who lost their benefits. Just text the word SNAP to that number on your screen, 503-226-5088. And we, of course, will text you back with a link to that full list. Tomorrow is Election Day, and with a proposed parks levy on the ballot for voters in Portland, union workers, city council members, and Secretary of State Tobias Reed held a rally and a door-knocking event over the weekend. Portland City Council officials say right now roughly 40 to 50% of the city's park budget is funded by a levy. That levy, though, is set to expire next year unless this new one passes. The new measure would cost taxpayers about $11 more a month per household with a median assessed value. Those who support the levy say it's critical to pass so that funding for parks continues.
The levee that we're asking Portlanders to pass will make sure that we have daily maintenance in our parks, that we take care of our natural areas, do fire prevention work in those spaces, and have affordable, accessible programs for everybody. In order to continue to fund those things, we need to pass a new levee.
Of course, there are always two sides to every ballot measure, but again, the people in this case who are in support of this ballot measure say if it does not pass, there would be massive job cuts tied to park programs. In Southwest Washington, voters in Camas and Washougal will have a chance tomorrow to decide whether to fund a regional fire authority. Over in Vancouver, there's a proposal to increase property taxes to fund more police officers. And in Washington County, there's a proposed levy on the ballot there to support public safety. Keep in mind, wherever you may live, ballots have to be postmarked by 8 o'clock tomorrow night or dropped in a ballot box by that same time to be counted, whether you live in Oregon or in Washington. All right, Chris McGinnis, what do you have for us?
Well, a couple of minutes ago, I told you about this closure, right? So more about it. I-5 this Thursday night will be closed both directions on the south side of town. This is part of ODOT's sign bridge installation project. You've no doubt seen the reader board signs all over town about the I-5 closures. So this is both directions. Thursday night, 6-hour closure from 11 p.m. until as late as 5 a.m. On Friday. So what you need to know is that all the on and off ramps in the closure from Terwilliger to the Markham Bridge will also be closed. That includes Hood Avenue and Huber and all that, right? So know that your local detour is likely going to be Barber Boulevard while these closures are happening. There's one on Thursday night and there's a couple more, one next Monday and then a week after that as well. I'll let you know, of course, as those come up. All right, the freeway drive right now is still slow through North Portland. There's I-5 up near the Expo Center. 28 minutes or so gets you from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. I-84 westbound still pretty thick as well coming in from the Gateway District. It's about 30 minutes or 28 to 30 minutes just to get you in from I-205 to I-5. Drew?
All right, thank you, Chris. Jake, I think we should stretch first.
Great
Can I use your shoulder?
Absolutely.
Are you ready for this, man?
Let's do it.
I mean, we got to go fast.
Let's go.
We got to go long.
Okay.
We got to go all the way.
All the way.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Put my leg down.
Okay.
I mean, you do have to stretch, right? You got to do some warming up before you race through the aisles to grab toys for local kids. We're going to take you behind the scenes of the annual KGW Great Toy Drive Toy Dash right after this quick break.
Hey, our team is always testing products. We only bring you the best, and this one is about your security, so you're gonna wanna listen up. The product is this, it's called Sight Bulb, and it's called that for good reason. It plugs into any light fixture, see that right there, like a light bulb, and you have an instant security camera. There's a break-in in the US every 26 seconds. Lights are great, but a security camera catches the bad guys in the act. Look at this video. You just plug it in outside to any fixture. You have an instant security camera with night vision, 360-degree views, motion sensing. It even has a built-in microphone, so you can listen to what's going on in your house when you're not there, and also talk if the bad guys are in there, or if you just wanna kind of watch your dog just hanging out, right? So I have one plugged in right over here as well, just to show you how this works. There's an SD card right in it, so it's all made in the USA, no things going up to the cloud. It's all stored right here. And come on in for a second, Bob. I want to show you, it connects to your app, so you can actually watch it anywhere. My cameraman Bob is here. Can you? That's what you see right on the app. Say hi, Bob. There you go, there's your hands. So this retails for $49.99 to $59.99, but we have a great deal for you today, 25% off. Think about the cost of home security. And by the way, no professional needed, no wiring. You screw this in and you're done. All you have to do is scan the QR code on your screen right now or go to shoptvdeals.com.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
All right, next stop here in the Sunrise Show, inside the KGW Toy Drive Toy Box. This is a live look inside the toy box. Today is day one of this year's Great Toy Drive, but we already have some donations there in the toy box. Now, to get things started on the right foot, we held a toy dash at the Hollywood Fred Meyer. The we was me, China Green, and evening anchor David Malko, teaming up with our toy drive partners from IQ Credit Union, Toyota, and Ziply Fiber to grab as many toys as we could for local kids. So this is it, the annual kickoff to the KGW Great Toy Drive. We call it the Toy Dash at Fred Meyer. This year we are going to be collecting as teams, but also together to grab as many toys as we can for local kids to start this year's drive off right. So China is working with Team Toyota. David is working with Team Ziply Fiber. And I am working with Team IQ. IQ in the house. All right, so we're going to work again as teams, and we're all collecting as many toys as we can for kids. What do we say? Toy drive on three. All right, gang? 1, 2, 3, toy drive! Jake, I think we should stretch first. Great. Can I use your shoulder? Absolutely. Are you ready for this, man?
Let's do it.
I mean, we got to go fast.
Let's go.
We got to go long.
Okay.
We got to go all the way.
All the way.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Put my leg down.
Okay.
Cart! I need the cart!
Hey, how you doing? Keep it up, good work.
For us, we're excited. It's our 4th year being a part of the Great Toy Drive. It's also about giving back and supporting the communities in which we serve, which we come from. And, we can donate some toys and bring some smiles to our kids. Well, who wouldn't want that?
Need more hands.
Barbie this, Barbie that. This is such a great event for the kids in the community. Toyota, as a Toyota dealer, we all love to give back to our communities.
I don't know what that was.
We're excited to be a part of this again this year. We've done it for 7 years to this point. And this too, Peppa Pig. We epitomize the credit union motto, which is people helping people. And so there's no better way to show that off inclusively than in our great community.
Here we go.
Woo! I always think I have a plan, and then I'm struggling to figure out where to go.
This partnership is really important to Fred Meyer as giving back into the community, and we hope that our loyal customers and our dedicated associates provide toys throughout the toy drive all holiday season.
All right, some good news here today, gang. Team Toyota, Team Ziply, Team IQ Credit Union. All together, we just collected more than 800 toys. How about it? Nice. For more than 800. We did it in that amount of time, and we are just getting started. It's going to be a great KGW Toy Drive. How about toys on three, gang? 1, 2, 3, toys! All right, here's the deal. Very simple way to give to this year's Toy Drive. You can hop online. I mean, you can literally give to the drive while sitting on your couch. Go to kgw.com/toy, make a cash donation there, and let us do the toy shopping for you. Of course, you can also drop off new unwrapped toys at any IQ Credit Union, any Fred Meyer store, or any local Toyota dealership. Yes, you can still do it the old-fashioned way, all in an effort to bring joy to local kids this holiday season. Rod, I was looking around saying, hey, where the heck is Rod at? This is his time to shine on the show. I forgot you were up there on the roof.
So I have big breaking news here. So you can't see it really in this shot, but they installed a roof. Rick's Fencing and Decking did, our sponsor of the weather deck up top. And today's the first day I've used it when there is some rain. The roof is waterproof. Okay, let's get you going. Right now, it's actually just barely a little drip here in downtown Portland, but weather systems are lined up offshore. Most areas now here in the valley and up into southwest Washington have seen enough rain that things are at least wet on the ground. And if anything, we're just going to continue to see the rain pick up. I'm going to ask my director, Brian Matthews, to advance the maps because my iPad is not doing it. There's Brian. He has a magic button down below. That's a closer look. A bit of a break right now off the coast. Brian, go ahead. Let's go to the next map. This will be a day where it's going to be raining at least as much, if not more than not, once we get into this afternoon and this evening. That's 12 o'clock noon Here's this evening, rain still coming through. This will break up overnight tonight. That's 10 p.m. tonight. Now you're going to see it break up overnight tonight. And while there could be a shower around tomorrow morning, we could easily just be dry tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon until that batch of rain comes in about 5 p.m. and there's the heavy rain that's going to continue to hit us as we go through the day, Wednesday and Thursday. So for today, we're looking at anywhere in Portland, I think, from about 1/4 of an inch to maybe we get close to 1/2 of an inch of rain. We'll go ahead and advance the map and add the rain totals coming Tuesday night, Wednesday, and Thursday. And here's where the numbers really blow up. We're talking 1.5 inches to maybe more than 2 in Portland, and this shows up into Kelso, Longview, and maybe 2.5 to over 3.5 to 4 along the coast. We are seeing light snowflakes up at Timberline Lodge. Temperature report there has been in the low to mid 30s. Right now down to 32. Snow level today 5,000 feet. Temperatures in the valley won't do much today. It's currently 50 in Portland. We're not going to get far above that number throughout the day. 46 in Kelso and Salem. So our forecast for today. Rain continuing to pick up. So kind of a rainy afternoon and evening. Southeast winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Salem 50 degrees. Similar numbers up in Southwest Washington. Kelso, Longview at 49 degrees. And here's that 7-day. So again, rain picking up today. We get a break tomorrow morning and afternoon where there's little if any rain. But Tuesday night through Thursday, we have the impact alert up for gusty winds, heavy rain at times. Right now, the upcoming weekend could be dry. All right, it's birthday time. All right, we begin today with a 1-year-old. There's Quinn. I love the Halloween outfit there, dressed as a football. Really great stuff. And then also celebrating on this Monday is Addison out in Forest Grove. Looks like soccer player, 8 years old. Happy birthday to you. Millie is 9 in Wilsonville, all dressed up there, very fancy. Also having a birthday on this Monday is Grayson with the baseball bat there, enjoying the game, it looks like. 11 up in Vancouver, and also celebrating today is Ron, who is 78. Hope you have a wonderful birthday, sir. 78 years young on this Monday. Birthdays at KGW.com, and we will celebrate with you. Let's go back indoors to Chris.
All right, Rod, thank you for that. I want to take you out to Yamhill County. ODOT now reporting a crash north of Cove Orchard, about halfway between Cove Orchard and Gaston right now. At this point, it appears that the road remains open, but obviously you can see quite a bit of local slowing getting around that, so be aware of the emergency response there. Back to your freeway drive, man, I-84 westbound has been extra slow this morning. This is out near Providence Medical Center right there. There it is a little farther west, and we're still running thick on that commute, as we are out of Clark County, and more specifically through North Portland. It's 21 minutes now to get you in from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. We'll be right back.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Exit continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
All right, quick look at some of our top local stories this morning. One man is dead after a shooting in North Portland. This happened last night just before 10 o'clock on North Whitaker near Delta Park. Police tried to give the man first aid until paramedics got there, but he died at the scene. They're asking anyone with information to contact Portland police. A federal judge once again temporarily blocked the Trump administration from deploying the National Guard to multiple states, including Oregon, at least for now. This block will remain in effect until 5 o'clock Friday evening. That's when U.S. District Judge Karen Emmerich is expected to issue a final opinion on whether to grant a permanent injunction on deployment. Tomorrow is Election Day. Some city council members and other local leaders are hoping voters in Portland pass a proposed parks levy. City council officials say the current levy funds about 40 to 50% of the city's parks budget, but that levy is set to expire next year. The new measure would cost taxpayers about $11 a month per household with a median assessed value.
I was just outdoors on the KGW weather deck and just kind of sprinkling more than anything currently, but rain will be picking back up, and overall I think it's going to be a rainy afternoon and evening, the wettest days of the week in terms of rain totals and gusty winds accompanying will be Wednesday and Thursday, and that's why I pulled out that fancy color for the KGW weather impact alert.
And of course today with the time change, that means it'll be darker earlier and really wet for afternoon pickup, right? So just be aware of that. 23 minutes now, your I-5 drive from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. The earlier drive times on the Sunset and Banfield, they've peaked, I should say, and now they are coming down, so that's good to report. It's just a reminder, we'll talk more about this as we get closer, but there is an overnight freeway closure Thursday night, I-5 between the Markham Bridge and Twilgers, both directions. That does not impact G-Rod.
No, it does not. Thank you.
But just letting you know, for anybody coming in from the south, I-5 overnight 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. Wednesday. We will continue to remind folks about this as we get closer.
You had my attention for a moment.
Hey, we've got a little more than 30 seconds left in today's show. We could probably mention anything. I'm going to talk about soccer one more time. Real quick, shout out for the Thorns. The Thorns wrapped up their season yesterday. They get to host a playoff match this coming Sunday at Providence Park, so go team. The Timbers also had a big win on Saturday night at Providence Park. That kept their season alive. They will play another playoff match this coming Sunday on the road in San Diego. So both local soccer teams still in the playoff hunt. And with that, we say thanks for watching. That does it for a Monday edition of Sunrise. We'll see you back here, of course, tomorrow morning for another edition of the show starting at